Hi, Dougie Burt from Dougie Burt's Tackle World here with Stu Grice and the team at Tackle World. How you going, Stu?
Yeah, good, Dougie. How are you, mate?
Mate, great. I've been fishing a couple of times last weekend. How about you?
Mate, great. I've been fishing a couple of times in the last couple of days.
Oh, you have. I was going to go tomorrow, but we had to camp. Okay, so we're going to tell you about offshore fishing off the Gold Coast first, and then we're going to branch into the Broadwater and jump in area and give you the goss. So, well, we got another weekend of good weather again, Stu.
Yeah, it's good for a change.
I know.
We've had 2 weekends, pretty reasonable weather. This
Very
weekend
good.
looks exceptional.
Last weekend we had a big swell. This weekend we had a little bit of wind coming Sunday afternoon, but Saturday 5 to 10 knots,
Yeah.
less than a metre of swell supposedly, and a really big fish bite. It's like 3 fish all day. There's a bit of a 2 fish gap in the middle, which would normally be fantastic, but this is all day biting period. So
Yeah.
leading up to the moon, and Sunday morning is the same. It's like 3 fish again all the way. I think it's 5 to 10 knots stew up till about midday, 1 o'clock, and then it comes in about 15, 20 from the west, swinging around to the south as the day goes on.
Yeah.
So don't go too wide. Oh, if you go wide on Sunday, make sure you're on the way back in before lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, it looks really good, guys. So you've got to get out there, right? Go do
That's
it.
it.
Stu, snapper started.
Snapper have started.
Yep.
There's still dolphin fish around, Dougie. There's a bit of everything,
there's
mate.
dolphin fish around. We had customers getting Spanish the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Spotties the last couple of days. And of course the swells dropped. We're hearing a lot of reports again now. A few Jewfish as well offshore.
Yeah.
Dolphin fish as well.
Yeah.
That's like blue marlin as well in the comp last week. There's a fantastic blue marlin bite.
Yeah.
Well
Deep
done to
dropping,
those
Dougie.
who did well.
Yeah.
Deep dropping's really good. Mate went out yesterday and Monday and smashed the flamies, and they got blue eye, barcod, big rosies. They did really well. Jack's doing really well.
Yeah.
So the guys are out there, and a few other customers too, catching everything. So we'll probably start inshore for those who got little tinnies or just want to go for a bit of an early morning fish. You got high tide tomorrow, or Saturday, sorry, around,
Probably 9:30, 10 o'clock.
yeah, a bit earlier maybe, somewhere in there anyhow. Yeah, I know. But anyhow, and you got, so running tide on the way out and running tide, or high tide if you're going back in sort of mid-morning. Yep. So not too bad. And I'd be probably either doing 2 things. I'd be going, decide whether to do mackerel or snap. You can't really do both, so you just got to really go hard on either or.
Yeah.
If you're going to go mackerel fishing, they have been getting mackerel just out the front here. Spanish on the 18s. They're probably at the Diamond Reef too, I dare say, down on Focus Reef.
Yep.
Maybe Mermaid. They're getting spotties occasionally down at Mermaid, and out the front they've got quite a few yesterday afternoon or the day before. I can't remember which day it was.
Yeah.
Just north, just south of Seaway. Bit of bait come to the surface, and the spotties are amongst it. So give that a go. And if you want to go jumping pin way, we just had a report today that there was some Spanish mackerel there today. I don't know about the spotties, but I would dare think they'd be up there again.
Been a few tuna up that way too, so the Spanish are probably feeding on those bigger fish, eating the little bait and stuff like that. So
Just don't go in the green zone, guys. You get that fishing 2.0 app from the fisheries, and it tells you exactly where you are. You can see real time if you're in the green zone or not.
Yep.
Hook it onto your phone, and it works without reception as well.
Yeah.
Works off satellite. Yep. So then snapper. So if you did want to go mackerel fishing and go snapper fishing, I'd definitely say probably head out the 18s. Yeah, sort of similarity to the mackerel, but 18s or 24s. Get there really early, right on daylight. Fish really light. Fish just a little tiny sinker, size of a pea. A couple of snelled hooks or such, and you get dressed hooks like this style here these days. The world's just like endless at the moment for
new stuff.
Beautiful new stuff coming out, and we always carry all the latest new stuff. These things come in like a packet of 3, and they come in from like 5 O's to 11 O's, so you use them at the reef on reds and stuff, and about 3 different colours. But I reckon the snapper on that, and that just sort of whisking away in the current, and it's just got to smack it. They weren't out last year, but they're out this year to give it a go, so we'll give it a shot. So the snapper, 18s, 24s, 36s definitely. I'd be trying that ground sort of halfway up jumping pin from the Seaway, or maybe up off jumping pin, or even down on Southport in that sort of 60 or 70 metre mark. Out further on the 50 fathom reefs, the current's like nearly zilch, and we had customers that went out on Monday or Sunday or Monday and did really well on big pearlies in that 100 metre line. As I said, they'll be on definitely starting now. May's definitely the month of pearl perch, May, June, July, and they were like in nearly 60 centimetres, so good fish.
Yep.
Yeah, so the pearlies on the bite, the snapper on the bite. Kings and amberjack, Stu, they've been jigging them up,
Yeah,
mate.
jigging. So jigging this time of year is really popular. Less current, as Dougie was saying before,
Yeah,
but
that sort of thing.
big metals.
Long metals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything around that, say, 200 to 350 grams.
Yeah,
Depends how
has to go.
sporting you feel.
And you're quite fast on that one. You're jigging quite fast, guys. You're dropping down the bottom amongst all the bait and just ripping it back up. Okay, and rip it probably third the depth back up, maybe 3 colours, 30 metres up off the bottom in that 80 to 90 metre depth mark. And then drop it back down. If it's too far at the back up a little bit, drop it back down again.
Yeah.
And away you go. And make sure your drag's fairly tight because they'll do you on the bottom otherwise. Slow pitch jigging for pearlies. Like Stu, you like
really
to
popular. I like more of the ball jig or like octopus style jigs. Dougie, you like the metal jigs like that, mate?
Slow pitch style is really good. Like these mustards here or the cast ones, they're both really good lures. Yeah. We carry literally, seriously, 100 different types and colours, maybe more in colour.
And these octopus style ones were quite good too.
We used those last year, Stuart, and did really well on those, on the big pearlies and snapper. I think you even got a Dewey on one of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, give them a go. And yeah, it's really good. The other thing too, Stu, for pearlies, we do these rigs that are also dressed as well.
Like a dressed Paternoster rig with
Paternoster. They come sets of 2 and 2 sets in a box, and they're quite well priced for the work that goes into them. And they're on really good hooks too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're on fluorocarbon, so everything's perfect.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So dolphin fish, I'd be casting like little stick baits or anything, nothing bigger than about that size there. It's one of the new divers in the Saltiga range. Give them a crack, or any of the little heavy little minnows you've got that swim along around the fads. The 36 fathom fads, the dollies are sort of up to about maybe 80 centimetres, but average around 65, 60. The ones out wide on the 50 fathom fads, and Fad 13 is my go-to there. I'd be using, the fish are going to be around that sort of 75 would be a small one, and a metre 20 might be a good one. Yeah. So some good sized fish there. Live is obviously very good, as are floating pillies out the back too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's out to there. Stuart, if we go a bit deeper to that sort of 250 to 450 metre mark.
Yep.
Deep droppings to go.
It is definitely.
There's no current at the moment. It's like very slow if you even get anything going a little bit north. So it's a great weekend for it with that 3 fish bite thing. We've got a few customers going out on Saturday, so we'll give a report on that next week, how they went. Fortunately, we've got to work, mate. Good look after you guys. So anyhow, and then Sunday morning I might actually get up early and take my boys out for a really quick jig on the 50s maybe. Give it a go, burn a bit of blood. Anyhow, so we'll see how we go. Stewie, let's go now inside.
Yep.
So what's happening at the jump pin, mate?
Jump in, so you've got that high tide pretty early, Dougie. So I dare say there'd be plenty of tailor around the bar of an early morning, just spinning. I'd spin metals. I'd try to keep it pretty small, like around that, say, 15 to 20 gram type size, stuff like that. And just because all the bait that's coming through is pretty smaller. So it's been working pretty well. Dougie, you got some bigger stuff there?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I still don't mind using a bit bigger size, like that sort of size, if you can see that, guys. And also, obviously, perfect for spotties. So sometimes the spotties will come right into, when the swell's dropped off a bit, like it will be, they'll come into that sort of inside of the jumping pin bar area. Oops, there we go. I do sink. And give them a crack. If there's birds diving just inside the bar, sort of like level with the end of North Australia and South Australia, just don't get in the bar, it's dangerous. And if you see the birds there, have a crack, throw in a bit bigger size. Because there'll be spotties there as well. The flatties, Stuart, they smashed the flatties made up the back end blocks.
They did. Up around Cabbage Tree, Jake as well, all that type of area. It's been really, really good. And Dougie, the prawn style lures this time of year, because the prawns are running. So it's kind of the tail end of it. But
I like these little ones from Berkeley, the power baits. Forgot the name. Power Shrimp. I was doing a shrimp, not Power Shrimp. Power Shrimps. They are really, really good. Stu, they come in a range of good colours as well.
They do, mate. Yep,
natural
colours, stuff.
2-inch, 3-inch and 4-inch. Guys, last year I did exceptionally well on these. Actually, I think one photo session I had was, you might have been at those two, might have been the boys. and I pulled, I think, 18 flatties on one plastic without replacing it. But I had the hook coming out the side at the end because it was all ripped both sides. But
I think
it's funny when they're on, Stu.
Yeah.
Presentation is when they're not on. Presentation is very important on your soft plastics. It has to be dead straight, not bent, not curved, whatever. But when they're biting, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Even a guy like you catch fish, mate.
That's right. I was just going to say, I think I was with you that day, and you caught 18, and I caught about 23. But anyway,
I don't count them under 30. Sorry, Stu, but keep going.
I don't count them under 60. So these have been pretty good as well. I've been working really good. But any prawn, and the biggest thing is, don't work it fast.
No, that's right.
Work it really slow. If you've ever seen a prawn just naturally swimming without something chasing it, they are so slow. Yeah,
and I said to Stuart recently, we had a bit of a go the other day, but it was hard to work it because we had 30 knots and 30 mils of rain every hour. But anyhow, but this year I'm going to really concentrate on trying to hold it for more than about 2 or 3 seconds before I lift it again. Yeah. So I just think it's a game changer.
It is. Yeah.
So give it a crack.
Yep.
Especially a bit of S factor on there.
100%. Any scent's good scent.
Yeah.
But apart from that, Jewies and stuff like that up the pin, Dougie, as well. So been pretty good.
They're happening on the end of the Swan Bay there. It comes out into obviously not in the green zone, but outside Swan Bay. Yep. When it comes in the channel there, give that a crack. Kalinga Bank sometimes at times has them around the deeper corner there. Yeah. Again, make sure it's in the green zone. Yep. I've caught a few over, I haven't for a few years, I've got to be honest, but in Tiger Mullet, where Wally's is on the northern side of Wally's, where the big bend is there, there's a bit of a hole there about 25 foot deep. I caught in there actually at this time of the year in May. But yeah, so crabs, there's still a few muddies around. I can't believe it. Pippamar's good.
Pippamar's good.
Logan's good.
Yep.
Prawns, Stuart?
I haven't heard of anything. Really? Look, I've heard of a few up the river.
They got them apparently on the long weekend just gone at Mark's Rocks. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Up the Logan.
Yeah, the Logan. So they're still coming down. We thought they'd gone, but they're obviously still here. Yeah. The water is dropping really cold, really quick. So like I had 22 out there on the weekend. I bet you had.
I went up the pin on Tuesday and it was 21 when I was going up and it was 20 when I was coming home. So it's a degree in a day.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So even though we're getting all that subtly, it's dropping cold quick. World's freezing. Yep. Anyhow, now we'll move up down the Broadwater.
Yep. So Dougie, really good tide for garfish, mate.
It is, and I had a gentleman send us a picture the other day. He got a few squid, and we'll talk about squid. But he goes, in his picture was all these massive gar, and I'm like, holy, well, it's a good size. They were seriously solid garfish, and we got all the gear here, guys. We got float setups like so. We got all the floats. We have. I don't know how much garfish stuff we got, but we got everything. We can show you how to set it all up as well, guys. And we have all different styles of floats, depends on what you like. Pick your float. And we can show you exactly what you need to do, how to use a burley setup. We have a bag system on a handrail with a float that you just throw the burley into, the Tricell as well. So you just tie that off the back of the boat or off the bank, stake it, and cast your float straight at it, and away you pull them in.
And it is something that you can do land-based as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, that's right. It's
like down the end of Jennifer Ave's, quite a good spot, just around Bigger there. But
Labrador's good too.
Yep.
Over the precinct at Ponds Bay area is good too. Yep. So there's quite a few good spots around. So give the garfish a go. Great fun with kids with floats, and they jump out of the water. It's pretty spectacular, and they're great eating. All good bait if your missus let you use it. Okay, so tail in the Broadwater, Stu. So the troll and little lures around is very popular.
Troll and little lures,
Out in front of Runaway Bay Canal, which goes into Runaway Bay, and right in the middle of the Broadwater near the yellow crossover beacon there, running tide, you'll see the birds working. If you just troll these shallow divers around, you're pretty well guaranteed tail at this time of the year.
Yep.
So give that a crack, or you cast.
You can cast little stick baits and poppers and stuff too, works quite well. And as Dougie said, just look for the birds, look for the bait. And the fish will definitely be around there too. Been a lot of little trevally and stuff around there too, so it's all good fun.
Yep. Stu, you went out the Seaway and got a few good jacks, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. No, I was actually up around Paradise Point way, but
okay. He don't tell me. He doesn't tell me all his secrets. He just says I was here, and about 2 days later, I find out where he really was, which wasn't where he told me.
That's right, mate.
So I'll find a bit more about Paradise Point. But anyhow, so there are jacks all around the canals at Paradise Point, so I'm still going to get Dobby in there, mate. So just where where I used to fish, where the boat harbour is at Paradise Point, to the right, up to what's
Jabiru.
no, to the right. What's the name of the marina there?
Salacia.
Salacia Waters, yep. All the way along the front there. And also heading back with Stewie set up towards Jabiru, all the way along the front of those canals there. Excellent trolling and casting. So you were vibing, were you, mate? Or what were you doing?
No, actually just use livey stocking.
Oh.
Anyway.
So you got me again. Okay.
But if you are in the Seaway, I know that Lockie's dad, Jace, has been catching quite a few on Vibe Stocking.
Has he?
In the last week in the Seaway. Yeah,
Oh,
so
he's a Savaki.
it's been really good.
Yeah.
And plenty of Jewies there as well. So flatties, they'll all lead a vibe.
Yeah.
So that size, if the tide's running a bit harder and just a bit smaller, a bit lighter, if that tide slows down. So around the high or the low.
Yeah, the Wilson ones work well as well. Those as well. They're great. And Stewie, other than that, in the Broadwater, squid.
Yep.
We didn't bring any squid jigs to show you squid jigs because we have too many on the wall. But, and we're doing a squid seminar next Thursday night, actually, this time next week. Because we're doing this on Thursday, by the way, guys.
Yep.
So Thursday next week, squid seminar. If you want to book in, just give us a shop a ring.
Yep.
But they're here. They're here already. They're very early. The size is still fairly small, but they grow. They're the fastest growing. I think they grow about like dolphin fish. They're about their birth from baby to massive is about 12 to 18 months, and they disappear. So they grow really quick. So what are that big this week will be that big next week, and about a month's time they'll be like that big sort of thing. So they grow really quick. We got a few on Saturday and Sunday. On Sunday and Monday went out in the morning on the first run out tide, and got a few. So there are plenty of them around, and in the seminar we'll teach you how to do it and where to go. Land based as well. Yeah, so plenty of squid around, and the tides this weekend are really good for it too. On the high tides, got to be clean water, folks. Can't be dirty water. Any northerly in the wind it will make the water dirty, but this weekend we got not much wind, so they should be on the chew. Yep. So Stu, other than that, I went whiting fishing as well on the weekend. The whiting at the river got a little bit quiet. The water temperatures dropped. It was only 22 up there, and they just don't like it. I didn't like it. I was up there 2 weeks earlier. It was 26, and they were biting their heads off. So it's got to be warm water. So they sort of go into hibernation. They're not. We don't catch winter whiting up the river. They're actually summer whiting, if that makes sense. The winter whiting and the diver whiting, which you get at Moreton Bay this time of the year, and you get a few at the Broadwater too, but they're only tiny. But yeah, okay. So give that a go. I'll be back about September. Stu, anything else at the rivers or in the Broadwater, mate?
Not much, mate.
Beach fishing?
Beach fishing is better. Better this week than last week because the swell's a bit smaller.
Yeah, correct.
Yep. So there's been a lot of dart, white and stuff like that, just around the shallow gutters around Main Beach type area.
Okay.
Yeah. Haven't heard of many Taylor yet.
Yeah.
It's been the odd one, but
yeah, a couple of good ones around, but not much. There's more on the Broadwater and jumping pin bar at the moment inside. Yeah, that's probably about all I can tell you. So there's been a few sand crabs. There's been heaps of sand crabs if you want to go for a run up the bay, up around sort of in front of Manly and Peel and that area.
Yep.
Plenty of sandies. But down this way it's been a bit quiet, folks, just at the moment. Muddies, Pimpin Bar, Coomera. Coomera Bar maybe. Give it a go before the water gets too cold. Yep. And put them at the creeks. The creeks are a bit warmer. So they're shallow and they get a bit warmer in the water up there, so they may be at the creeks a bit. Okay, coming up to the full moon as well. Dewey's Seaway, this is the month. May is the month to get them in the Seaway, so if you're going to go Dewey fishing on these high tides this weekend, make sure you get some big live baits, some live mullet, some tailor fillets or something like that. Squid's good too, big squid. And fish around the North Wall of Waybreak, around the pipe on the Seaway, and if the swell's nice, maybe around the North Wall, just be careful. But this is the Dewey month, okay, and this moon is the Dewey moon, so this is probably May and June are the two best months of the year to catch big Dew in the Seaway. So give that a crack as well. That's probably about it. So let's head up to the dams too.
Yeah, so this time of year all the bass do school off in dams.
Dams, Stu.
Yeah, I know. What does a fish say when it swims into a wall? Damn. So they also school up this time of year, they go deeper, and vibing is definitely the way to go. Just stuff like that. So little lipless vibes, heaps of rattle, and get some on the tree.
Yeah. Just sound around till you find them schooled up. They school up pretty solid in winter, keeps them warmer apparently.
Yeah,
that's what someone told me that. But if you find the school, you vibe the school, and away you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give that a go. Okay, so don't forget about our seminars. Probably we'll wrap it up there, Stu.
Yep.
Okay, so don't forget about our seminar. There is one really important thing we're going to tell you about tomorrow morning, or actually you'll see it tomorrow night, sorry, about a special giveaway we're doing with Daiwa at the moment. So we will talk all about it tomorrow.
Yep.
And but every time you spend $99 on Daiwa product, you get a ticket, and if you spend $500, you get another ticket. And we'll be drawing the special prize at the end of the month. So we'll talk about that tomorrow and tell you all about it. Don't forget about our seminar next Thursday night. Don't forget to follow us and tell your friends about YouTube. Sorry, there's a bit of a funny joke about telling everyone. But yeah, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and we'll catch you. Sorry guys, my voice in the background didn't laugh my head off.
Rightio.
Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bert and Stewie and this crew here at Dagbert Soccer World, and we'll catch you soon.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.